Thank you, sinners, for tuning into the Cinamen podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Tyler.
And we're here to talk this week about Batman vs. Superman.
Batman v Superman.
Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, they actually purposefully did v Superman instead of versus.
For Batman Vagina Superman?
Yeah.
Batman Vagina's Superman?
Virgina.
I think it was to be like, not really so much, like it's versus, but not formally versus. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they fight, but it's not.
Well, he wanted to keep it from being a straight
Yeah.
versus movie.
It also helps I think, subtly it helps take away the fact that, okay, this fight is not the main fight of the movie.
They're going to fight, but bigger things happen.
Yeah, there's more to come. And first off, let me say, fuck the critics, okay?
Yeah.
Fuck them. I mean, you were new to this. You watched Man of Steel right before you saw this one, right? And so...
Yeah, I did. No, right after I saw it.
So what did you think of
Man of
this
Steel?
universe so far? I know you were not a Superman fan.
Well, let's go ahead and put a disclaimer here. We're going to do about half the episode without spoilers. I think is a good idea.
Fuck it, I just say spoiler alerts right now.
Okay,
Be prepared.
Spoiler alert for the whole episode?
You know what? They might just come out of our mouth. We can't help that.
Okay, so if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want any plot points ruined, stop right now and immediately go see the movie and then come back and listen.
Can we leave a written review on our page?
Yeah, of course.
Spoiler free?
Yeah.
Sinners, look for that. Look for that on our page. Written personally by me and yours truly, Tyler. Spoiler free review, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. Look for it on our page.
Okay, that being said, yeah, fuck the critics. I thought it was a great movie.
You did.
Yeah, and, I don't read comics. I'll just be honest, I haven't ever read a superhero comic.
And that's totally okay. And I think for people that didn't read a lot of comics, or any comics, this movie threw a lot at them out the gate.
I've heard a lot of people talking about, if you don't know the universe, if you don't know the superheroes, if you don't know the backstory, you won't enjoy the movie. And I think that's just false. I went into it, and I actually did. I did get a little background before I went to see it. I did watch Dark Knight Returns and Dark Knight Returns Part 2. I did have
DC's animated movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
The main inspiration for the movie.
Based off Frank Miller's work of the same name.
It's an original story influenced heavily by Batman Returns. Or Dark Knight Returns, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
So I did have a little bit of information going into it, but I don't see why people couldn't enjoy the movie. Even if there's a couple reasons, that just gives them a reason to go home and Google or to watch it again and try to figure out what's going on.
To me, this was something new and fresh and exciting. One, it's not Marvel. I love Marvel, but
it's getting we get it, Marvel.
We're seeing
you do superheroes well.
With one, now we're two. We're starting with 3 a year now, and DC is finally taking their balls and doing something with their properties.
Well, I like that DC's giving their director.
Like Zack Snyder's been like the
but
he's like if Kevin Feige or Feige of Marvel or whatever. The producer guy, if that's like if
but he's going to be producing. Movies. He's not going to be directing all of them.
No,
I think he is directing Justice League, right?
Yes, parts 1 and 2. As far
he's
as
doing
far as
both.
I know. Actually, I heard there's a petition to get him out of directing the Justice League, and then I heard there's another petition to keep him in. Isn't that crazy?
I think he should do it. And he said
completely. He started it. It's his brainchild.
Yeah.
This movie's made over $500 million so far. Justice League is all but guaranteed to be made. They start shooting this upcoming
earnings
month.
Doesn't mean that it was great.
No.
I thought it was good.
But studios, it means a sequel. Think of the Transformers franchise. Is there a story in there? Absolutely not. But, number 3 and 4 made like $1 billion each?
I don't know if I saw those. I think I saw 3 for sure. Yeah, back to my earlier point, I think it's great that DC is letting their directors have their own vision with each movie.
Yes.
Because, and I know we'll get into it when we dive into Marvel here in a couple months, but I know that who was working on Ant-Man? It was Edgar Wright. And I heard he dropped out because they weren't letting him be him. Right. They weren't letting him move the movie in the direction that he wanted it to go.
Well, Warner Brothers is like, oh, Zack Snyder, whatever you want to do, it doesn't make sense to us, that's fine. Do it.
Well, I heard
you have the complete reins of this DC universe.
Well, I heard in Marvel that they like to pick directors who haven't done a lot so that they can kind of push it in the direction that
shoehorn what they.
Yeah, I know you've never directed a full, high budget feature film before, so let us show you what you need to be doing.
Right.
But yeah, your name is still on it. You're still the director. This will be on your resume forever. Yeah. But make it the way we say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Marvel, we see you.
They just search for young, upcoming creative talent, or creative
one
talent
quick
that
Google,
hasn't been
one
tapped.
quick Google search, and they take the top result and they call them. And this is 100% true. It's not, but
that'd be awesome. Dawn of Justice is. I've heard people complain it's too dark. I've heard people say that it's too long. I've heard people say they didn't like, and spoiler alert, they didn't like how Batman killed. Okay. To me,
I love dark superheroes.
It is the complete opposite of a Marvel movie. Marvel throws the family fun, colorful adventure at you. And Zack Snyder was like, no, this movie...
Why is that a bad thing? You know what I mean? Like, why can't we have the family-friendly superheroes?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. We can't.
Over here, I'm saying here...
Everyone gets the first dose of what the opposite is, right? A dark, gritty superhero movie. It's not rated R, right? It's not like Deadpool's foul language, but it ain't like 300 gory.
So you're saying... So Batman v Superman,
and everyone had a problem with it.
So it's not rated R. No. You know that the director's cut's rated R, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be like 3 hours long. I'm going to be all over that. I'm going to prefer that version.
Yeah,
and I think it's just extended fight sequences and stuff. I don't think
people are all jumping to conclusions like, oh, because of Deadpool, now they're doing a rated R director's cut.
No.
And someone asked him that in an interview, and he responded, I didn't just shoot this last week. I didn't just edit this together. I didn't just pull this rated R edit out of my ass. I didn't go see Deadpool and then call my whole team and
be like, we got to redo this all R rated. Add more blood. I would like to see maybe a little bit of cussing. What if Batman was like, do you bleed?
You fucking will.
I'll fucking make you. No, Superman's like, the fucking Batman's dead. When that fucking light shines in the sky, don't go to it. I don't know. Personal opinion. But Batman vs. Superman it's the same length as Age of Ultron, half of any Marvel blockbusters. Well, if you look, 2.5 hours is not bad.
If you look at any of Zack Snyder's other movies, they're all...
Oh, yeah. They're all like Christopher Nolan, where like, I swear to God, they can't have a movie under 2 hours. They're like, no. It has to be at least 3. Your ass has to be numb when you leave the theater, or it's not a movie. Let fans note that Nolan did not produce this one like he did Man of Steel.
He was a consultant, though.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
He did consult on it a little bit.
Zack Snyder actually consulted Nolan on using Batman in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they're still fresh off Dark Knight Rises. Obviously, Nolan was a producer on the Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. I'm sure, I think he did the right thing, being like, hey, look.
Don't want to step on your toes, Nolan.
But let's shoe in a new Batman here. By the way, I already asked Ben Affleck.
I heard he's writing right now. He's writing or he's already written. Let me look. Okay, this is a quote directly from an article that I read. Speaking to the Hollywood Reporter about how many movies Affleck has signed on for as Batman, he said he's contracted to do at least Justice League Part 1 and 2, so at least 3 times wearing the cape. There's a script that he's written that is a really cool Batman idea, so that's out there as an option. So he's written a script for a standalone Batman movie.
I've heard Jeff Johns, DC's head of creative offices or something like that, DC's big guy in the comics. Mm-hmm. I heard him and Ben Affleck are supposed to get together and put together a Batman story, which is awesome because Jeff Johns is amazing. Responsible for bringing back Barry Allen and Hal Jordan in the comics.
What was your reaction to Ben Affleck playing Batman? Not after you've seen it, when it was announced.
I signed on the internet one day, boom, that pops up in my news feed, Yahoo Mail. What's my reaction?
Yeah.
Huh. Really? Ben Affleck. A little old, I guess.
See, I got sucked into the hive mind. I jumped on the hate boat real quick.
Oh.
I was like, Ben Affleck? What? Because everyone else had that reaction.
Fucking Daredevil guy? Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I ever saw Daredevil. Didn't pay too much
I was
attention
familiar with some of his more recent work, The Town and Argo, and I was like, he's come a long way.
Did you see Gone Girl?
No, not yet.
I thought it was pretty good. It was okay.
Another badass Ben Affleck movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he's come a long way since Daredevil and all his shit movies.
Yeah, but he's been in a lot of good stuff. He's got all this Kevin Smith stuff. He's got
and apparently Zack Snyder
Good Will Hunting, which
had him in mind from the start. Called him up, offered him a role. He didn't hold audition. Mm-hmm. Henry Cavill was found in an audition process. Ben Affleck got a call one day, from Zack Snyder getting offered the part, which is, so he knew what he had in mind going into this.
So how do you think he did as Batman?
I think he did awesome.
Yeah, I thought he was good.
He'll appear in Suicide Squad coming out in August.
Yeah, he does a cameo, right?
Right, yeah.
He doesn't have a big part.
He'll be only just a little bit, I think. But from the trailer, we've seen he's in at least an action sequence. Riding on top of the Joker's purple Lamborghini or something like that.
I don't know if I remember that.
Well, you need to check it out because it's going to be amazing. Same Batman, 2 movies, 1 year. Whoa.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. Compared to Bale, who do you think did it better? Who wore the cape better?
See, I'm
Batman.
To me, any Batman they get, and Affleck will fall to it too, I'm sure. Any Batman they get falls to the curse of being upstaged by the villain. Now that you mentioned it, in Batman Begins completely took the spotlight away. You're like, holy shit, he's Ra's al Ghul. Heath Ledger, do I need to say more? Joker. And Tom Hardy as Bane fucking blew everyone's minds all over the room like a goddamn mind grenade, right? Think Michael Keaton, Joker, right? The next movie, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman and Danny DeVito's Penguin, if you want to argue that.
I love
Val
Danny
Kilmer,
DeVito, so.
Jim Carrey, and Tommy Lee Jones. George Clooney, it don't even matter who the villain is because he was so bad the villain didn't even need to be good to upstage him. But Arnold and mindless Bane and Uma Thurman's not sexy Poison Ivy totally upstaged him. And Ben Affleck will fall to the same thing. Look at Jared Leto's Joker so far. He'll fall to the same thing.
Yeah, you kind of blew my mind a little bit.
Right.
Because this whole time I thought I liked Batman, and I just realized right now that I just like Batman villains.
Think about the only time you ever go to a Batman movie to see Batman is the first one he's in. Batman Begins, Batman vs. Superman.
So you're like, oh, cool, new Batman movie. You go, and you're like, man, that was awesome. And then the next one comes out, and you're like, oh, who's he fighting?
Yeah, you're not like, oh, is Christian Bale come back? Oh, darn, he is. Okay, that's fine. But then you're like, who's the Joker? Oh my God, Heath Ledger. Like, think about it. So to me,
you're laying a lot on me right now.
I liked Ben Affleck. I don't want to see him fall to that curse. I like Henry Cavill. He, to me, has not fallen to a Superman curse yet. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor was okay.
I liked it.
I'm so used to the animated movies where Luthor is like a
big buff bald guy.
Maybe not buff, and obviously not bald, but like he's not the oh wow, God, you are strong. I would not want to pick a fight with this person. Like that to me is I don't want him being comedic.
I thought
Luthor
it was good,
to me is supposed to be like businessman persona, like brass tacks. The only joke he makes is a sly one that he knows something about your family, and he's got your like a subtle wife like. I'd hate to have your wife strapped to a bomb right now.
According to who though? Like who makes these rules though? I mean,
no, that's just the Luthor I'm used to.
Okay, let's pretend his name wasn't Lex Luthor.
Okay,
let's pretend his name was Luth Lexer.
Okay,
how did you like Luth Lexer?
Like I said,
I thought it was good, especially the
only part he was interesting at the end. When you start to see his like. That's what's interesting to me.
If man won't kill God, then the devil will have to do it. Oh man, that was my favorite line of the whole movie.
I liked his motives. I liked a lot of his lines.
I thought it was fun.
His motive made sense to me. I guess it's just Eisenberg to me isn't.
I hated him at first, and I've actually grown to like him a lot.
To me, look at Eisenberg, right? He's a scrawny, semi-short dude, maybe not semi-short, average height, I guess. The only thing he has against the hero, this big, broad brick shithouse, right? So you got this powerhouse hero, and the villain is this guy without all that stuff. The only thing he's got is his mind. And, it's the ultimate good, bad.
Are you saying that about Eisenberg or about normal?
Normal superhero villain standards.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? The villain is just weak, scrawny in comparison, but he's got his mind. Eisenberg captured that part well. He knew he couldn't fucking take him on, but he would go to any lengths to do it.
Yeah, and even when he was about to be crushed, and he was like, "Oh, but wait."
I didn't like. I didn't like him at all until the end when he started to turn dark. That was about.
I liked him the whole time, man.
I can say I liked everything about him except how he was portrayed.
Yeah,
comically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I figure Batman was so dark. The whole Batman Superman thing was pretty dark, so you got to have a little bit of comedy somewhere.
That's true.
Oh, okay. What do you think the first time you see Batman when he's up in that corner?
When?
So the cop comes in.
The first time you see him in the movie.
Yeah, the cop comes in and he shines the flashlight on him.
Okay, yeah.
That was kind of terrifying.
Hardcore, and he got the fuck out of there.
He
so
ran.
Fast.
Yeah.
Did he run?
He like ran across the wall.
Spider-Man, like Prince of Persia, like Assassin's Creed against the wall. Like
I got goosebumps. I was like, that was kind of freaky.
That was the movie.
That's what hooked me.
The movie had an amazing soundtrack, by the way, by Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL.
He's everywhere. Hans Zimmer's everywhere.
Dude, the guy's amazing. And Junkie XL assisted him. Amazing soundtrack. Perfectly complemented the Batman Superman score. But yeah, dude, that scene was crazy, man. That was a perfect way to bring him in.
He's like, you're shooting at the good guy.
Like
I liked it a lot.
Like when he like was against that building and then like shot the grapple and like flew off. I was like, dude, that's straight out of like a comic page. Like
it was cool.
Visually, it was amazing.
It was cool, and I tend to like dark things a lot.
I do too.
So like Watchmen,
Oh God, Watchmen, I love.
That's why I like Watchmen. It's a dark, gritty superhero. I love it. Yeah. And I guess we could talk about Zack Snyder a little bit because I'm not a Zack Snyder fan per se.
Not yet.
Like I do like Watchmen,
but you're gonna be.
And I like Batman vs Superman.
Do you like 300?
Okay, this is where you're gonna hate me because I fell asleep when I watched 300.
All right.
I don't know if I was just tired or if the movie put me to sleep, but I haven't given it a second chance since.
But you should.
I will.
And you said you saw Sucker Punch?
Sucker
You
Punch.
didn't like Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch is where my problem like that's where the problem lies, I guess, because Man of Steel was all right. I don't like Superman.
Right. Yeah, I know you're big Superman. You're anti-Superman
for sure. I went into this movie, wanting Superman to get his ass
pummeled,
and we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Sucker Punch. One thing I can say about Zack Snyder is that he makes a beautiful movie.
It
is visually amazing in every
compelling.
It
draws you in.
It makes my eyes feel good. You know what I mean?
It's sex for my eyes.
So Sucker Punch had a lot of beautiful ladies, intense action, beautiful visuals, and
the story was.
I cannot tell you what that movie is about. And it's
the story's a little.
I don't even. Follow. Maybe it's just too deep for me. I'm just I'm not mature enough to understand it. Yeah. But to me, it seemed like here's a bunch of beautiful ladies doing cool things, and we're gonna loosely try to tie it together somehow. Yeah. And then there's gonna be a twist at the end where she's like insane or something. The end. Credits.
Yeah, I've got my complaints about Sucker Punch. Like you said, visually amazing.
Maybe we'll dive in and do a full Zack Snyder episode, and I'll have to give Sucker Punch another try, and I'll do my best to understand what the hell is going on.
Right, yeah. Drop some acid before you do it or something.
Yeah, and
whatever you got to do.
And it seems like he's going in a direction where I'm really going to enjoy his future movies.
Justice League is going to be amazing. There's supposed to be a lighter tone, apparently. And plus, Barry Allen will probably bring some humor. Plus, Hal Jordan's cockiness. I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to it. They got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, these are all people I know a lot about. Superheroes, right? And I'm not trying to shit on superheroes. I do like all the most recent superhero movies. They're all fun and
I've waited 25 years for a Justice League movie.
No, you haven't.
I cannot explain.
You didn't know what the Justice League was when you were, what, one or two?
I'm going to cream my pants every time I talk about it.
You're going to need a lot of underwear.
And Batman vs. Superman set that up. To me, I think they set it up damn near perfectly.
Well, you said something right after we saw the movie together. You said you were scared that because it's getting such bad reviews that it's going to derail DC a little bit.
That's exactly how I feel. But it has made more money than I kind of thought it would based on those reviews. Now, it did have a big drop-off from, Sunday to Monday, Saturday to Sunday, something like that. It had a huge drop-off in sales.
Yeah, it did.
Understandably so. Word of mouth, social media. The reviews got around. Everyone saw them.
Isn't
Few of us, stand proud, brothers. Get that movie, man. Gotta make it money. See it more. See it 2 or 3 times. See it with your friends, family, your girlfriend, your brother, your dog.
How crazy is it that a bunch of people can go see the movie, dislike it, and then post their opinions? And I see the irony where I'm giving my opinion right now. And it can have such a vast effect on this guy's job. He put his heart and soul into this movie, right? And people just crap on it, and then it really affects what's happening with it,
And I heard
that being said, there are movies that I don't like, and I'm not shy about saying that I don't like them.
Sure, yeah.
I tend to err on the positive side, and look for the good in movies.
To me, I've always been more of a DC fan. I'll say it right now. I'm proud to say it. DC, I consider everyone in DC a personal friend of mine. I would invite them all to my wedding if I could. But lately, with Superman Returns was hard to watch. Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds, hard to watch. Outside of Watchmen and whatever Superman, Batman, superhero movies.
Shout out to Kick-Ass.
Anything outside of those that DC has done okay. But Marvel just gained so much momentum these last few years, and everyone that was anti-DC sat there and said, "Come on, DC, when are you going to get on it?
What you got, DC?"
Man of Steel comes out, blows some minds, right? Turns some heads.
A lot of people didn't like Man of Steel.
I know, right? So the negative review, and I don't know if it's just because everyone is been so coddled with Marvel right now. I mean, Batman vs Superman, it's psychological, it's political, right? I think it's safe to say it touches on both of those.
It's got a lot of subtext.
Yeah. Oh, God, definitely.
I love the
whole God thing.
I love when all those people crowd around Superman and they're putting their hands up.
Oh yeah.
It's so powerful. I thought and nobody talks about that.
It's a powerful image.
Like
the whole movie.
Like every review that I've read or seen so far has just shit on the movie so hard, and nobody talks about the good parts.
The whole movie hits the surrealism. Right? Is that a word?
Surrealism.
Yeah. Hits the surrealism that this whole movie just questions whether Superman, how should he be treated?
Yeah, should he be treated like a god? Should he be treated like a man?
How
does he see himself?
That's not the little subplot that you kind of hit and miss. That is like...
Because it kind of seems like he does think he's better. You know what I mean?
If there's a fire with 10 people burning alive, he saves 9 of the 10. No one cares about the 9 he saved. They want to kick his ass off our planet for the one person that he couldn't save.
Yeah, I guess, but I think it's also about, all the destruction he causes and...
Oh, I mean, absolutely.
His complete disregard for everyone else.
This movie takes place 18 months after the events of Man of Steel. This movie takes place. And all the buildings and stuff are still brand new, and I'm like, what? We can't get one small bridge built in Kansas City in 18 months, and they rebuilt all of Metropolis? That's the shit I look at in the movie, Mm-hmm. I'm not looking at, oh, no, Batman couldn't kick his ass, that ain't real. I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? How much did that city spend on building all those buildings, man?
Who's in charge of the budget?
You're right? Yeah. Half your city was gone. How'd you fund this? This is bullshit.
I need to move to Metropolis because there seems like there's probably a lot of jobs.
Yeah. A lot of construction jobs.
Yeah.
That's where the trades are. What do you think about Wonder Woman? What do you think about all the cameos? Big spoilers. To me,
I don't know.
Awesome.
I don't know enough about them.
Okay,
the coolest one for sure.
Let's take them one by one. Let's start with your coolest one. Go ahead.
Cyborg.
You thought that was? I thought that was.
I just like the idea of cyborgs.
Right.
I like human-robot interaction. I think it's going to happen relatively soon in real life, and I think it's very interesting.
That's awesome.
The way they showed him coming together was cool.
Yeah, oh my god.
The animated movies you gave me to watch that had Cyborg in, I always liked Cyborg.
That was Justice League War.
And I watched Teen Titans a little bit when I was a kid.
Okay, right. Good
and
shows.
Cyborg's cool. I just like Cyborg, and I thought that was cool.
And I noticed back in 2011, when DC relaunched all their titles, the new 52 came out. In the Justice League lineup, Cyborg was a new face. He went from Teen Titan to Justice League member. And to me, I was almost like, is this foreshadowing something? No, this was 2011. Mm-hmm. So what? 2 years before Man of Steel.
So Cyborg hasn't even been a big deal for a...
Not a huge deal. Yeah. And I noticed Justice League War, which came out in 2014 or 15, also had based off the comics of this, Justice League, the New 52. Also a front runner in the Justice League lineup. And now they're coming to the big screen, and they could have had anyone in the Justice League. Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl. The fact that they're bringing Aquaman in, mind-blowing. He's hated on by everyone, me included, until I saw Jason Momoa in that picture when it got released, and I almost shit my pants.
I got no beef with Aquaman. I'm excited to see what he brings.
I hated on him for so long.
I hate Superman, but
But his cameo,
I enjoyed Man of Steel and I enjoyed Batman vs.
Aquaman's cameo wasn't too bad.
Yeah, he did kind of just show up and then
disappear. It was like some diver footage, and you see those glowing eyes, and he kind of comes out there with his trident, and he jabs it at one, and then just takes out like a bat out of hell underwater.
But yeah, don't know enough about Aquaman to really comment on it.
No.
The Flash.
Oh my god, The Flash, my all-time favorite superhero.
Not what I pictured.
And the actor.
Yeah, not what I pictured.
No, I completely agree.
But I don't know anything. I don't know enough about the Flash to know if I'm incorrect in that assessment.
I'm a huge Flash fan, and this guy is playing Barry Allen, right? I guess kind of the number one Flash to DC fans nowadays. and this guy looks nothing like him. He had like a man bun, right? Ezra Miller, the actor portraying him, had like a man bun in his sequence. Mm-hmm. And I remember when he got cast, I was like, "What?"
Do you know anything else he's done? I don't know who this is.
I know he has a role in The Perks of Being a Wallflower, the Hermione Granger and Logan Lerman.
Oh, was he one of the main guys? Because I like that movie a lot, actually.
I'm not sure. He's in a movie that came out recently. I couldn't tell you what it is. I haven't actually seen anything with him in it. I could say this was my first.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what he brings to the table.
But, I was kind of hating on him, and just based off his look, and now I recently saw a picture of the Justice League cast, plain clothes, like behind the scenes, like they're getting ready to film or something. And he cleaned up. He got bigger, and I was like, wow. Okay. All right, I'll give this guy a chance. But his role in BVS, I was impressed. I love The Flash. The scene was cool. I won't be a dickhead and talk about it. But it was a cool scene.
Are you talking about... Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then he also showed up in that dream sequence.
Was that The Flash? I couldn't tell.
That was The Flash. That was supposed to be The Flash.
Are you sure?
And I had trouble understanding exactly what he said. And he said something like...
Am I too early?
You were right.
That's all I remember.
Yeah, like... Is it too soon or am I too early?
Am I too early?
He's like, you were right about him. You were right the whole time.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
Lois is the key to Superman or something like that.
Lois is the key.
Yeah,
something like that.
And then he says, he's coming. Or, you have to find us. You have to find us, assemble us.
I don't know.
Something like that. And then Batman wakes up. I was like, wow.
I was confused by that.
And to me, this is one of the many things DC did right out the gate was... introduce you to the bigger universe, and there's only their second film of the franchise. That's like, what was the second film in Marvel's? The Hulk? That's like them throwing so much of what's coming out later on in the future, their movies, that early. DC did this purposely to leave questions unanswered, to keep you interested, to keep you coming back to finish the story. I've heard his movies, all of these follow a linear story. It's not like Captain America where, Captain America, go off, do my own thing, get together with the Avengers. Go off, do my own thing, get together with the Avengers. These movies, Zack Snyder, I believe, has said, follow a linear storyline, which is cool to me. It's not taking the Marvel path, which everyone thought he would.
How is that different from the Marvel path?
Well, like I said, Iron Man 1, his own adventure, gets together with the Avengers. Iron Man 2 is his own adventure, gets together with the...
I'm under the impression that it's going to be, and maybe I'm wrong, so it went Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. Is that the beginning?
That is the beginning.
Okay, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman.
Right.
Justice League 1.
No. After Batman vs. Superman is Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Okay, how is that not different?
Well, since she's been introduced
Or how is that different?
This is her prequel story. Wonder Woman, the movie, will take place in World War I.
So,
the photograph
that's not
you
linear?
saw in
That's
Batman
not linear?
No, but from Justice League on, and I don't know what order, comes Aquaman, Shazam, and The Flash.
Who is Shazam?
He was known as Captain Marvel.
What am I thinking
Justice
of?
League War.
What movie was Shaq in?
Kazam.
Kazam?
Yeah. Well, he was like a genie or some shit. Yeah, God, no. He was Justice League War.
We should do a whole episode on Kazam.
The kid, Billy Batson, he's like, Shazam! The lightning strikes him, he turns to the big buff hero.
I know nothing about that.
Justice League War, he was in it.
Oh, that's who that was? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So those movies come out between Justice League Part 1 and 2. And they're like, everyone asked, are they going to be origin movies? And he said, no, these follow a linear. These continue the story.
I don't know. It sounds like Marvel to me, man. I'm not seeing the difference.
There's no origin stories for them.
So that's
notice
the difference.
In the lineup DC gave us, there is no.
What do you think about
Flash 2, Aquaman 2? Notice there's no sequels besides Justice League. Marvel's like Thor 3, Cap 3, Black Panther, Ant-Man 2.
Does Suicide Squad fit into the
This
universe?
takes place before Batman vs. Superman.
Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely
after the events of Man of Steel, before Batman vs. Superman. It's what Batman, I guess, was doing in between.
Okay.
Maybe we're going to get some insight to the Robin costume, which Zack Snyder actually talked about in an interview.
It's weird that Robin wasn't in this, because Robin was.
I liked that the costume was even in it, man.
Where was the costume at?
Remember, he was looking at it at the case. It said, "Haha, the joke's on you."
Yeah.
And that references what we think is Jason Todd, the second Robin in the comics, mercilessly killed by the Joker, and he grows up to become the Red Hood. He comes back to life, and he's like an anti-Batman,
So did you get to watch Dark Knight Returns too?
No, I did not.
Okay, did you see Robin? Was Robin in the first one?
The girl?
Yeah.
Yeah,
was that
I think she showed up.
So it's weird that I don't really like Robin that much, so I don't really care. But it's weird that they put they were so heavily influenced by Dark Knight Returns, but they didn't put Robin in it. The Joker wasn't in it because the Joker was definitely part of.
You didn't get his little pun talking to Clark Kent. He's like, Gotham and I. Well, let's just say we have a problem with freaks dressed like clowns.
No, I got that for sure.
Okay.
Like the story in Dark Knight Returns was about the Joker.
Right. Like all of the tragic shit to Batman is about the Joker.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at, let's say this is the second Robin's costume, okay? Let's assume it is Jason Todd. He's dead, okay? Just like the comics.
R.I.P.
This means A, the first Robin, Dick Grayson, is now Nightwing, and he is in the universe.
Okay.
That's so cool. He is out there.
I don't know anything about Nightwing.
He is out there. Okay, Nightwing's like the most badass.
Why does Robin become Nightwing?
He grows up. What, are you going to be running around in some like stupid looking spandex as like a 19-year-old guy? He steps out of the Robin persona, creates his own new persona.
Well, he built his brand, so he built his brand and then he just abandoned his brand?
No, he passes it on.
He rebranded it. Oh, he passed it on.
He rebrands himself and passes the Robin mantle on to Jason Todd.
Okay, that's cool. You win.
He dies.
You win.
Later on, Tim Drake comes. He grows up to be Red Robin, Damian Wayne, Batman's son. Anyways.
Damian Wayne?
Right?
I'm just messing with you, man.
Damon, I don't know why they would go with such a close resemblance to it.
I don't think Damian Wayans was I don't know.
Damian Wayne is Batman's son.
Yeah, I'm talking about Damian Wayans.
Yeah, I'm saying, why would they name Damian so close to...
I don't think that Damian Wayans was a big deal then. You know what I mean?
He was made after Damian Wayans was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the timeline.
He's fairly recent. Last 10 years, definitely, for sure.
People really into comics that are listening to this, please don't hate me.
It's okay. Even I don't know anything.
Well, you fake it well, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's acting. All those years at Juilliard's.
Yeah. You don't even know the school you went to.
Oh, well, you know,
I dabbled.
I was raised to
So we're talking about Robin. Okay. So that's cool.
So this means that there's more of them out there, presumably, if this is indeed Jason Todd. Hopefully Suicide Squad answers some of those questions.
I don't know anything about Suicide Squad.
Maybe the Joker drops a one-liner like
I think Suicide Squad looks awesome, but I don't necessarily know what it is. Where does it come from?
I don't think anyone knows exactly what's going to happen to it.
I mean, does it have a, is it based off a comic?
There's comics, Suicide Squad.
Okay. Who is everybody? I don't even, I know Harley Quinn and I know the Joker.
In the movie, there's Harley Quinn, and the Joker is actually not part of the Suicide Squad, from what they show. He is in the movie. It sounds like he's going to be a problem to them, because Harley's there, so obviously he's probably going to have an altercation with her, but he is not part of the Suicide Squad.
Joker's not?
Joker's not.
Okay. See, that's...
The tall white guy is Randall Flagg.
Who?
I can't remember
the new RoboCop guy?
Yeah.
I love him. Because have you seen The Killing?
Joel Kinnaman?
Have you watched The Killing?
My parents watched it all the time. They loved it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And he's great in it.
And RoboCop was only okay.
I watched it, but I fell asleep.
Yeah, you did a good thing.
I'll probably watch it again at some point.
He is like a mercenary leader of kind of the group, I guess. I can't remember. It's something flag something. I don't know. Will Smith is Deadshot.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
He's like an assassin. He's got like the white helmet with like the...
That's cool.
The eye and the wrist gauntlet gun things.
The choo-choo-choo-choo.
Harley Quinn.
Okay.
Did you see the new Terminator? Oh, no. Okay. The leader of... You saw Divergent? Jai Courtney?
I did see Divergent.
The guy with like the piercings who like controls their training and shit?
Yeah. Yep.
He is Captain Boomerang. He's Australian. He's supposed to have like an Australian accent. He looks awesome.
Cool.
There's this guy named like El Diablo who's like the fire guy. There is Killer Croc, which looks badass.
Yeah, that does look awesome.
I was kind of hoping for some CG to make him like bigger.
No. I think he looks cool.
But yeah, I guess he looks pretty cool for a guy wearing like makeup and shit. I'm sure there's some CG in there maybe. I like the guy playing him.
I like the effort. I like the makeup effort.
Yeah, I like the fact that they're going with Killer Croc.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's like, if you put like Clayface in there, I'd be like, oh my god, jizz. So there's a ton more, and I can't, for the life of me, just remember their names.
That's cool.
Oh, there's a guy named like Slipknot, El Diablo. I can't remember the little ninja girl's name.
Well, it looks really good.
It looks awesome. Oh, Enchantress is Cara Delevingne, some model chick who's an actress now, I guess. I don't know. But the movie looks cool. They're like the bad guys sent in to do some impossible mission, which I assume will help tie into what they're setting up with the universe somehow. It looks like they're up against something that's gonna fuck some shit up.
Okay.
I don't know what. I'm gonna see it either way. So I'm excited.
Yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna have a Suicide Squad episode coming up.
Oh yeah. Several months away, but it's coming up.
Yeah, it'll be here.
counting the days, which I'll tell you about next time.
Okay. Going into this, let's start at the very beginning.
Okay.
We haven't seen the movie yet.
Okay.
Who do you think's going to win? Who did you think was going to win? And who did you want to win if those are different people?
I'm a full believer Superman could whoop his ass.
Okay.
Now
when you went in, what did you think was going to happen?
I mean, I could say, it's safe to say I knew what the plot was going to be like, how it was going to be structured up going into it.
You did?
Yeah. They're fighting while something big is going on in the background, so they're going to have to stop.
Yeah, but someone obviously won. We both know who won.
They definitely... They subtly declared a winner.
No, it wasn't subtle.
I mean...
We will get to that. I'll give you my expectation.
Okay, right.
Well, I saw The Dark Knight Returns, right?
Okay.
And there was a lot of winks to Dark Knight Returns.
Oh,
and
exactly.
Batman
Yeah.
I always wanted Batman to win because I just think Superman's too powerful. It's just not exciting. It's like, hey, I can fly, and I have laser vision, and I'm super strong, and I have one weakness, and it's really hard to obtain.
Every anti-Superman fan says that, and my thing is, he was created at a time when he didn't have all the competition. He was the ultimate hero. They were like, what can't this motherfucker do, right?
Okay.
And so
because one time in the past he was a total badass, that means he still is today?
Yeah.
So what once was always is?
You're going to change him because society is complaining
I'm not
going to
change him.
Strong?
I'm not going to change him. I'm just going to not care about him.
Why would you not care about him? He's like the definition of superhero. Batman was created to reflect the darker side of what a Superman would be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's cool. And that's awesome. And I definitely see the appeal. It's just not for me. I love Batman. I love the dark. I love that he doesn't have superpowers, that he's just agree.
He's at the physical peak of the human body. You know what I'm saying? He has trained his body to physical perfection, his mind to complete perfection.
And that's another thing. He's smarter than Superman.
Now, which also goes with this movie. It was a planned out attack. Yeah, he could take down Superman. All you need is kryptonite. My 6-year-old kid, if he had kryptonite, could be like, hey, Superman, throw it at his feet and then be like, give me
That's not enough.
Give me a broken beer bottle. If you wanted to.
That's unfair.
No.
I think that's unfair to say.
No, but if Superman and Batman are standing side by side and he goes, I'm going to kill you. By the time Batman's like, what? Superman's like, flip, grab him by the throat, pop his head off like a dandelion, not lose a wink of sleep, and then be like,
I'll give you that.
I fucked your... Well, I guess you don't have a girlfriend. So, scratch that. Just edit that out.
Why doesn't Batman have a girlfriend?
He's a loner. A lone wolf. Like the Lego Batman.
Dude,
it's going to be so good.
Let's pause on that for a second because I do want to talk about that because I am so excited for that.
I know, dude, me too. Go Will Arnett.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Please keep
first try
being Will Arnett.
Are you talking to our parents again, Bruce? No. No.
I think I don't know. I think it's totally plausible that Batman could win. I actually watched a whole video explaining how he could win without kryptonite. And of course, it obviously includes some planning.
Yeah.
What's wrong with planning? What?
Well, then that's safe to say that you're...
Superman had the same amount of time to plan. If Superman had the same amount of time to plan.
It kind of got brought on him last minute. He wanted to...
But he's Superman.
This is where the fight was kind of like, I'm not really dig, because it was like...
I loved it.
He goes in there, spoiler alert, big spoiler alert.
Yeah, here's the spoilers.
Here's the spoilers.
You could live with the rest of the spoilers. We're about to drop the real spoilers. Yeah, this is your last chance to run.
Yeah, because we're
in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, this is where the fight goes south because Superman comes up, right? He's given the ultimatum by Lex Luthor. Bring me Batman's head, or I kill your mom, Martha. We'll get back to that. So Superman goes to Batman and he says something along the lines of, I don't want to fight. I need your help. And Batman is just like,
oops, pal, surprise.
Yeah, like, oh, pal, try to shoot you with a gun, try and take you on. And Superman's like, oh no, hey, I need your help. Batman's like, I don't want to listen. So Superman is obviously like, all right, motherfucker, I'm gonna make you listen. Throws his ass through a building, right? Like normal style. And you can tell when Ben Affleck, when he first gets tossed back and like rolls around, he's like, fuck, like maybe I took took off a bite too big here. And then he breaks out the hardware. But to me, it's like, dude, he didn't want to fight you. Like, why are you being so ignorant? And then Superman was just fighting him because he was mad Batman took a shot at him. Like,
well, what if a supervillain didn't want to fight you? You still fight. The way Batman saw Superman was, this guy's a threat. I don't care if he wants to fight me. I need to put this bitch in his place.
But it's one of those, like,
and
in reality, someone would say, like Like Superman would be like he would just like be like, dude, here's the issue. Stop doing this right now before I fucking tear you in half. Like,
I don't know. I think Batman had the element of surprise, and I think good for him. Because here's the thing. Okay. It doesn't matter. Right. Batman's not trying to be a good guy and make this a fair fight. You know what? Batman's trying to survive and take out a god. Batman's taking on a god.
Okay, all right.
He needs every advantage he can take.
Respectfully, how he went about it, amazing. When he shot that grenade, after he had launched a series of attacks,
I loved
he shoots this grenade just knowing Superman is either gonna...
That was the money shot right there.
Yeah, he's gonna catch it, right? And poof, kryptonite gas in the face. In the face!
In Dark Knight Returns. It's similar, but it's a bow and arrow, right?
So Green Arrow?
I don't know. I don't know who it was.
Arm or something?
Someone else shoots the arrow, right? Like Batman and Superman are fighting. I'll get to what happened before the fight because there is some interesting stuff that happened before in Dark Knight Returns. But so Batman now, right? And Superman turns around and this arrow comes at him. Superman obviously catches the arrow and the same thing happens. The poof goes all in his face. I just thought it was perfect.
Oh yeah.
Like that is like, because I was thinking that too. I was like, obviously he's going to catch it, right? And then poof. Like you don't just surprise Superman with an arrow, but you do surprise him with an arrow grenade.
And the kryptonite spear. Now, I had a PS3 at one time, and when this game called DC Universe Online
I played DC Universe Online.
Right? Do you remember the opening cinematic trailer?
I remember it being really cool. I don't remember
future.
The specifics.
Lex Luthor kills Wonder Woman and puts kryptonite in her mouth, and so Superman comes down and picks up Wonder Woman's body, and obviously the kryptonite's coming out of her mouth, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm weak." And Luthor breaks out this kryptonite spear. It looks just like the one Batman had. Same scenario. Superman's on his stomach, like crawling, or like kind of like back arched on something, like about ready to die. And Batman walks up in like his armor, ready to just like kill him. And I was like, did they totally just rob DC Universe Online?
Is that the only place?
If they're gonna rob something from it, that's a cool thing to rob.
Is that the only place the spear comes from?
I don't know, to be honest. I've not seen it except that, but I haven't read every single Batman
DC,
Superman comic out there.
DC Universe probably got it from somewhere.
But to me, I was just like, okay, all right. Instead of being like Superman Returns, I think he just stabbed him with like a jagged piece of kryptonite. He was like, I'm gonna formulate something to just stake your ass, right? Turn you into a fucking
primal,
kebab.
just a spear.
Something so primitive and raw. Like,
I have all the money.
A bullet is not gonna take the honor of killing your life. It is gonna be me just.
Well, Doom wasn't that his plan in Doom was to get him with the kryptonite bullet?
In what?
Doom.
Just like Doom.
Yeah.
Is that how he got Superman?
Yeah, it was a bullet.
Now, Justice League Public Enemies, Metallo got him with the sliver of kryptonite from his heart. You remember the Batarang
I watched
came,
it, but I don't remember.
He like pulled it out and a sliver fell, and then he like turned it into a gun. He's like, Superman, from me to you. Superman shot him.
No, I don't remember.
It was like, he fell into the grave, which he should have done fucking like years ago.
Yeah.
Like, don't just be like, oh, let me try and get Superman close to my heart. Let me inject this into him or something, whatever. Anyways, the use of kryptonite in the movie is a prominent role because, in Man of Steel, you're kind of like, man, does kryptonite even exist? Oh my God. And this, they throw you right into it. Which another thing was, why didn't Superman take the world engine out of the Indian Ocean? Instead of like leaving it there, and they were talking how it's like hazardous.
What is that? What are you talking about?
The world engine.
What's that?
Remember?
Yeah.
Landed and it was like generating the gravity thing.
Mm-hmm. The world engine.
Take it out of the ocean if it's causing contamination, man.
Yeah.
What are you weak?
Yeah.
What's wrong? You can lift it.
Yeah.
It ain't heavy. Not for you. Like that just to me was like, okay, like you didn't think to go clear up the debris. Like, fucking Indian people will get it.
They'll get it.
They'll get it. It's their ocean. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Hey, I saved them. They can at least clean up the mess. Oh, you know what I mean?
That's the least they
There's
can
nothing
do.
man-made big enough to get that?
I'm busy.
Now, what was cool to me in the movie? Yeah, I'm busy. You see Lois is really yanking my chain here.
That's not all she's yanking.
That's not all she's yanking. Watch out for that finish, baby. I'll shoot you through the roof. Step back, Lois.
We got a trauma patient here. How did she die? It looks like a gunshot to the head.
It looks like blunt trauma to the face. I imagine it'd be similar to taking a drink from a fire hose.
Yeah.
Like. Remember that scene from Scary Movie where Sydney like gives him like a, she
an
finishes,
old-fashioned?
Yeah. An old-fashioned,
It's just an old-fashioned.
She unclogs the pipes and it like throws her back like to the ceiling, like.
No, I don't remember that.
I imagine it would be something similar to that. Yeah, I don't know. You couldn't clean the ocean up, Superman. You do everything else in the world, but you can't clean the ocean, you dick.
Let's get back to the fight a little bit, because there's one thing I did want to point out. Batman sent Superman crying to his mommy.
Oh, yeah, God, jeez. That was one of the worst.
Like, he was literally about to kill Superman, and Superman saved himself by crying
Martha
for his mommy.
Martha. And then Batman goes all like schizo-psycho, and he's like, why would you say that name? Why would you say that? Why are you saying that name? Where's the Joker?
That's his mom's name.
Shut up, Lois. And Lois conveniently shows up. And
yeah.
Like, to me, honestly, as a huge fan, I never really put together that they had the same name.
That's so weird. Do you think they did that on purpose?
I don't know.
That's
I
so...
think they were just
what? That's not even like...
No one in the whole 75 years these guys have been around have said anything. Now's the time to bring it out to the world. Now's the time we're going to make everyone realize.
Why were you saying that name?
You know, that's...
I actually really like what Dark Knight Returns did with that better. Because the reason... Okay, so Batman gets Superman in pretty much the same way. There's some differences.
Right.
But he's got him, and he's like, I'm not going to kill you. But forever, you're going to know the one person who beat. You're going to have to live with the knowledge that I beat you forever.
Right. See, it's like a psychological thing.
It was like, you're a god, and I defeated.
I fucking won.
Check. Mate.
Right. Did he say that? Did he say check?
No.
Okay. I was like, damn, that'd be sweet.
No.
That'd be a cool one-liner. Checkmate.
But yeah, in the Dark Knight Returns, before they even fight, Ben Affleck, he's not in Dark Knight Returns.
Right.
But Ben Affleck is playing an older Batman, right?
Right. A grizzled, hardened.
In the Dark Knight Returns, he plays it seems like he's older in Dark Knight Returns. And he was retired, and he gets called back into duty, you know. And so he's a frail old man, almost. Not really. But, he's weak.
He can't move as fast.
He's not.
He's maybe not as strong.
He's not even Batman in peak condition.
Oh yeah.
There's a big explosion, and Superman is weakened. So they're both at kind of a weakened state.
Yeah.
He puts on the suit.
Not as strong as
he puts on the suit. So that really didn't. Did that happen in Batman vs Superman?
No, it's just he got hit with the kryptonite 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and it only happened once in the cartoon.
Right. I don't know. I mean, the fight was good, I guess, for the 10 minutes.
I was just happy he won, 10, and he's the underdog, so
he did win. I would, if there's a winner to be said about this movie, Batman did win.
Batman won. Batman gave him mercy so he could go save his mommy.
Honestly, Superman got his ass stomped the whole fucking movie, and I'm like, dude. You had all the experience you had a lifetime of experience fighting Zod and his minions. You got your ass kicked that whole movie too. I expected when Doomsday showed up for you to be like, I know what I'm doing now. Yeah, and I'm gonna fuck you up.
How exciting would it be if the hero didn't get beat up a little bit?
Yeah, I agree. But there's a point where you're like, are you gonna assume the winning position anytime soon? Like Wonder Woman's over there she kind of gets knocked. She's going like maniacal, and she's like hacking and slicing, and she's like, ha, on guard, matey. She's all for the camaraderie, and Superman's too busy just getting
For those of you that don't know Wonder Woman, she's not a pirate.
No, she's not a pirate. She was a good addition to the movie, I thought. Did not a big role.
I've never really liked Wonder Woman, but I've never known.
Maybe a pivotal role.
I've never really known about Wonder Woman, and I liked her. I thought she was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was very good.
She looked good. Oh, hella good. I mean, let's be real here.
Yeah, she looked good.
I would be her Superman.
Is she the first female superhero to come to the screen? I guess Black Widow.
With superpowers, though.
Yeah.
As far as I know. I mean, modernly. I mean, I guess you could say there's, some X-Men and stuff. But as for DC, at least,
yeah, so I guess that tears. But she's going to be the first one to get her own movie.
Exactly. Right.
For sure.
Right. And that is already filming with Chris Pine.
And she still is Wonder Woman.
She is still Wonder Woman.
Okay.
And
I kind of get annoyed when they switch it up. Like Edward Norton got switched from the Hulk, which
Marvel, being Marvel.
I think it was an upgrade, but I really like Edward Norton, and I thought the Hulk was pretty good.
I think people were genuinely upset when they realized he was not coming back for the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I hate it. I liked they had a lot of smaller rolled people from Batman or from Man of Steel in this movie, like the intern, Harry White obviously was in it. Little sneak peek, Pa Kent, right? The one scene Kevin Costner came back for the scene.
Okay, yeah.
In the little Superman thing. That was cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Showing that his dad played an important role on his upbringing, how he was raised.
Did you ever watch Smallville?
Yes, actually. I watched I stream rolled the first 4 seasons.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Never got past that. Obviously, I know what happened.
Didn't that go on during the writer's strike?
Maybe.
There's a big writer's strike. I think Lost was part of it.
Yeah, Lost. The 2000. There was supposed to be a Justice League movie in like 2006.
Really?
All like CGI animation, kind of like the Polar Express and stuff. The guy who directed Mad Max, like George Miller, was supposed to do. He had the whole cast. You know.
Maybe it's a good thing though.
And the writer's strike happened, and he didn't get to do it.
Maybe it's a good thing.
Oh, definitely. Now looking back, I think
because we're getting it now.
But you know, be back then being like, oh my god, this comes out. Oh my god, they are doing this. They have a cast and everything. That's like if Justice League now got canceled.
You'd be.
They have a cast. They have costumes. They've probably done small filming.
They've invested.
Yeah.
Well, they start filming
in a few weeks.
A few weeks from this recording. Right. By the time you hear this, they're probably already filming.
Right. But to me, that's amazing. Like I'm like, this is happening. Oh my god.
It's a good year for superheroes.
This whole year is a good year for superheroes.
Seems like it's going to be a good century for superheroes. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon.
Hollywood has changed. Think back to when the first one came out. Think like X-Men in 2000, Spider-Man in 2002.
Yeah, I guess that's where it definitely jump-started. I mean, there was movies before that.
Now think of that, like how close Spider-Man was to the comics and how close X-Men was to the comics. Like how far X-Men was from the comics.
I don't know.
I mean, you haven't seen...
Yeah. I've seen the X-Men. I don't know the comics.
All right, yeah, okay. But think of those movies then and to what the movies are now. You can just tell just like how they're made, like how they're structured.
It seems like they're figuring out the formula.
Oh yeah.
And you think that might be a bad thing, at least in Marvel's case, where it's like, okay, we get it. Marvel, we know your thing, and now we've got a million movies that all feel the same.
What Marvel
except
did,
for shout out to Guardians of the Galaxy for being
the
exception, not the rule.
Yeah, the underdog. What Marvel did was both risky and crazy at the same time. This idea could have just went south. You know, all these movies they had coming out, they had announced so early on and had got started. Think if one of these movies failed. Think if Iron Man 2 failed. I mean, the whole kind of like, was like, eh.
I liked it.
Yeah. Financially and critically, it was like, eh. And they still continued on with the success of Iron Man, which led to the Avengers and everything. But what they did was perfect the formula early on. You know, they figured it out so early on, worked out the kinks, got it perfected, and now DC gets a chance to look at all that and be like, how can we do it
better
or different?
Differently? Yeah,
maybe not better. Obviously, people are not agreeing with the better part, but they are doing something different, which I think people need to embrace. Marvel's formula is going to go stale eventually.
It's I don't know. It's kind of stale for me.
That's kind of okay. That's the DC bias part of me saying that. I think
it's kind of getting stale.
Shut up. You're just saying it because I said that.
No, I fully believe that. Like, the ones that I enjoy are the ones that go outside of that. Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe it still had some of that feeling.
Right.
But it was fresh. Right. I haven't seen Ant-Man yet, but I feel like I'm going to enjoy Ant-Man, but it might be more of the same.
Guardians falls under a category of complaints that I constantly have with Marvel movies, which we'll dive into when we do our 3-part Marvel Cinematic Universe
lead up to
podcast,
Civil War.
Right, lead up to Civil War coming out in May about all of Marvel Universe's villains, but I'll save that for another time.
So if you like this episode, we got a lot more superheroes coming.
We got we got 3 weeks of Marvel's Cinematic Universe, and we got 2 weeks of Fox's X-Men Cinematic Universe.
Subject to change, but that's the plan.
Yeah, that's the base plan right now. So stay tuned for that.
I feel like we have another one too. Well, Suicide Squad will come this year.
Yeah, we have a lot coming up. We'll have Ninja Turtles, Suicide Squad. We got a whole shitload of stuff coming your way.
And then we'll have some. I don't want to call it filler, but we'll have some non-superhero stuff in between.
Right. So I guess to wrap this up, overall, I personally would give Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice an 8 out of 10 on the score chart. To me, it was impressive. I like the look, I like the feel, I like the tone, I like the acting, I like the action. Few minor complaints, personal to me, but I'm one guy. Get out there, see the movie, Don't be a fucking hater and drink the haterade.
I guess I'll go with you. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Good.
I liked it a lot.
Okay.
Definitely not a 10 out of 10.
We're not asking for 10s out of 10. Yeah. It's impossible.
Yeah, if we give everything a 10 out of 10, then a 10 out of 10 means nothing.
Exactly.
I would give Guardians a 10 out of 10.
No. Maybe a 9 out of 10.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I can't wait to watch Guardians again for the podcast.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so definitely, so you would recommend it?
I would highly recommend this movie.
Okay.
If you were on the fence about seeing this movie, I'd say tip over back on this side of the fence and go see it. Go give it a shot. You got 2.5 hours to spare. See it.
If you've come this far and you haven't seen the movie, then we're sorry. We just ruined everything for you.
But
at least rent it.
Yeah.
At least rent it.
Yeah. But mainly go see it in theaters.
Keep an open mind.
So that Justice League is for sure going to get made.
If you don't want every other critic's forced perspective on you about how terrible this movie is, don't listen to other reviews. Don't read other reviews.
No.
Just see the movie if you want to see it.
Right.
And that's ironic because, I'm reviewing the movie right now. But
we've seen it.
So don't listen to me.
Yeah, we've seen it. And we're assuming you have too.
If there's anything, we forgot to talk about, please let us know in the comments.
Right. Tell us your favorite part in the comments. Be sure to like our page, subscribe, rate, share it any way you can.
Let people know about it.
Yeah. I don't care how you do it. If you had to do the whole with the airplane and the smoke in the sky, leaving a message like
you could even trail it behind the airplane on like a banner, because that's a thing people do, and that's probably a little bit cheaper. Yeah, you don't have to have as fancy of a driver. You probably get a cheaper plane too.
You probably put it
I'm saving you money right now.
Put it on a bumper sticker. First person that I see out there has a bumper sticker of our podcast, the Cinamen, which they would have to make because we don't have any right now.
But that's why we need your help.
Yeah, you take a picture and you'll get something really cool.
Objectively,
it'll
be cool to us. Hopefully, it's cool to you.
Yeah.
So the best thing you can do for us right now is tell other people about the podcast.
Right. Spread the love.
Any kind of rating and review on iTunes is definitely welcome and encouraged and very helpful. We look forward to bringing you guys some more episodes. So stay tuned.
All right. Don't be a dick. Support the podcast. The fucking Batman's dead.
Right.